Hi, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shining sea. Welcome back to the Shack. This is Ham Radio Live. A short show. Today's the 23rd day of October 2021. I'd like to wish my mom a happy birthday. Today she would have been 84 years old. So, Mom, Bob, and I miss you, and boy, oh boy, every day, for sure. We're going to talk real quick about a great letter I received from one of the representatives from the Newbury Amateur Radio Society who are present there at that historic call for ham radio and deaf children asking astronauts questions. Brilliant email. Oh my gosh, you'll love it. Plus, a little trick you can use to find out which antenna is getting out best. It's a short one, but we'll get to the show. So for the four winds of the world, wherever you may be, I know it's late. Away we go. I know it's late, everybody. Hello. 11:52 p.m. here in the Pacific time zone.
What is going on here?
You know, part of it, I think, is just this email, and it really is. But let me first help you. We want to get you an amateur radio. I'm going to give you 3 clubs real quick. American Radio Relay League. Find them at www.arl.org. Hit the contact us bar. Let them know you want to be in ham radio, and then they'll send you a radio club nearby, and then they will help you decide maybe if ham radio is for you or not. A lot of times they'll let you use their equipment. You can see if you like it or not. They can even help you study for your license. Hit the contact us bar at any of these clubs. The Radio Society of Great Britain at www.rsgb.org or the Wireless Institute of Australia at www.wia.org. Want to email the show? Hit me up at cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. Our PayPal address, if you'd like to help support the channel, is proverbs356@me.com, or you can hit us up on Patreon at Ham Radio Live. I want to remind you that tomorrow, a very special guest, I guess actually it's today, here, it's technically not today here because it's 11:53 p.m., right? But, for most of the world, it will be today. So we'll just say, join us today at 20 UTC. That's at noon Pacific time. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. in London for Martin F. Jew from MFJ, celebrating his 49th year at MFJ. He'll be answering your questions. Looking forward to having him later today to talk to you about MFJ products and a whole bunch more. So welcome back, Tom. And, Tom is the guy who always pays for it because the shows are on, here in the North American time continent here in time frame, right around noon, 1 o'clock Pacific time. But for Tom, it's like 11, 12 midnight, 1 a.m., and he's always seeming to come. And Tom, I appreciate it. And today, for the second time, you hit it first. Burst in. Welcome in, Tom. I'm happy for you, mate. I'm so happy. Having his morning coffee. That's pretty cool. And yeah, we're going to celebrate the kids. And I want to share with you an email that I received today. And it warmed my heart. That little segment that we did earlier today on the show, where we had the Mary Hare School children, going and making contact with astronaut Mark Vander Hey from the International Space Station, right? This gentleman here that's next to Jacob is in the red shirt, and Jacob is one of the students at Mary Hare School. So Jacob is asking questions of the astronaut, and that gentleman, who is holding the microphone, is a man who got a hold of me out of the blue. That's Lloyd Farrington. He's with the Newbury Amateur Radio Society. So Newbury and District Amateur Radio Society, about to celebrate their 100th anniversary next year. Pretty cool. He said that they arranged the QSO through the school as the current headmaster is the son of their previous club president, Gus, Golf 3 Lima Lima Kilo, who's sadly now an SK. So in honor of Gus, they did this for the kids. That's what they did. Now, after it was all finished, one of the students, whose name is Dominica, 14 years old, came off the stage and declared, "That's changed my life forever." And Lloyd says, "Well, I almost burst into tears. That was what the whole event meant to me." Let's look at that real quick. This is that QSO that Dominica made with astronaut Mark Vander Hey, with Lloyd standing there holding the mic. I have to scrub the video to get there, but just watch.
I don't have cell phone access. We do get our Wi-Fi through communication satellites, which change frequently because we're moving so fast. Over.
That was Dominica. And that girl's life changed forever because of that short, what was it, 20 seconds that the astronaut Mark Vande Hey gave to her to answer her question. Ham radio can mean so much to children. It really does, because it's taking time to share something really cool. And for her, that was a very special event to be able to talk to an astronaut. I want to thank the Newbury Radio Society there in Great Britain, as well as the International Space Station and Mary Hare School, for an outstanding and historic event that they did last week. Brilliant. Just brilliant. It really was. It's brilliant, right? These kids, it makes a difference. I'd like to talk to you something real quick. We're going to say hellos to some folks, because I know we're not normally here at this time. But I do want to say hi to Kev. Kev's here. Kilo Charlie 3, Oscar November Oscar. It's great to see you. 3 a.m. on the East Coast. Give him some props. Welcome, Kev. It's late, I know. Brother Bob is here downstairs, WIFI. Bob, thanks for being here. Welcome. If you've got a couple of antennas, okay, and maybe you want to hear how well they're getting out. One works better than others. You just don't know for sure, though, right? Well, there's ways to do this. For example, remember we talked about the weather earlier today? Okay, look at the sunspots now coming down at 8 o'clock. Remember I said expect higher solar numbers this coming week and higher SFIs. It's already begun. Here is the current conditions of the sun. See that 8 o'clock area? That's brilliant, isn't it? Now let's take a look at the current conditions. We've went from 11 to a solar number of 28, and it's just going to continue to rise. We're going to get a higher solar number by most likely Sunday. You're going to see a much higher solar number. MUFs around the world currently: Alaska 4.73, Boulder's at 7.3 megahertz, Jicamarca, Peru 25.05, Ascension Island 11.25, Hermana, South Africa at 20.74, Athens, Greece at 23.5 megahertz, Knive Island at 20.85, look at Darwin, Australia, 26.46. Kilo Charlie 2 Golf Map. This is the one that Mike, Kilo Delta 2, Sierra X-Ray Delta, sent in. North America, for the most part, is pretty quiet, 11 meters to 7. That's pretty much all there is here. Getting north there of just about the Seattle line, maybe a little farther north, and you're way below 7. So getting into Europe and into the Middle East, there's the 28 megahertz band for Tom in Bahrain. You can see 20 megahertz is working well into Europe now. And we're starting to see 12 and 14 wake up as well. So folks in Europe and the Middle East, you're going to have a great day on ham radio. You really will. I think your forecast is going to be great. Northern hemispheres for voice, 20, 17, 15, possible 12 in the north. Equatorial latitudes, 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10. I think south you'll get 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10 for voice as well. Data will be 30 to 10 all latitudes. Nighttime handband openings 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, 30. Your best EX on 40 meters. Don't remember? It always is at this time of year. You guys already know that. Shortwave bands today. Look for 31, 25, 22, and 19. Your nighttime shortwave at 120, 90, 75, 60, 49, 41, 31, 25, 22, and 25% chance about 19 meters in the north. And you have 100% of 19 meters in the south and mid-latitudes up to about an hour after sunset. We're going to listen to that tonight, by the way. We're going to listen to the shortwave. We will. We're going to buzz around the shortwave dial, so I'm looking forward to that. Hello, Darren. Welcome. He's back. It's great to see you. 2 Echo 0, Oscar Bravo Mike. Darren, a second time through. Welcome to you, mate. Good to see you. Good morning in the UK. Ham Radio Alaska, thanks for coming back to the channel. It's always good to see you. He says, you're live at 11 p.m. Alaska time. What? Sweet. Well, it's either that or sleep. What the heck? So we're going to take a look at 2 antennas. Now, one of them is Cal's DX Commander. The other one is a Gray Line Performance DX Flagpole. Okay? I'm going to take a listen to both of them. And what we're going to do, and a way that you can do this, if you want to know how you're getting out, okay, there's an easy way to do this. Okay, there's a couple of websites you can take a look at. Might be more than 2. I know of 2, but there could be more. WebSDR is one of them, websdr.org. The other one is kiwisdr.org. It's simple. You can pick them on your phone. You can listen while you're transmitting. Try and use headphones so you're not putting echoes out. But it's a great way to determine your antennas and what antenna might be the best for you to work. Keep in mind, I'm at a frequency right now that's just about too high to work, anywhere. So these are going to be very weak signals where I'm working right now. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pop over to the 7610 and we're going to listen out of Hawaii and we'll see how the signal sounds. And, we'll use both antennas, but this will give you an idea first. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the radio here and we're going to split screen this. Okay. So I will go here in just a second, please. Let me move over, grab this, and you see the split screen. And what we're going to do is try and make a call real quick. We'll check frequency. This antenna we're using right now is Gray Line Performance. Okay, so let's just make a quick frequency check. We'll see if anyone's there. Okay. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. This is coming out of Maui, the island of Maui. It's 2,400 miles away. And I usually will hit this SDR pretty well at night. Checking frequency availability, K7 Hotel November. So you can't hear a thing. And again, we're basically right about over the MUF. Okay, we're going to change antennas. We'll go to antenna 1. This is Callum's DX Commander Classic. We'll tune real quick, and let's see if we can hear this one in Hawaii. Checking frequency availability, Kilo 7 Hotel November. All right. Now, I'm going to turn up the volume here so you can hear the volume on the SDRs. We've got both antennas ready to go. Okay, so you should be able to hear this frequency now. You hear the signal. This is coming out of Hawaii. We're going to go to antenna 1. Okay. Antenna 1 is, we'll go to antenna 2. Excuse me, antenna 2 is the Gray Line Performance. So we'll quickly tune it, and we'll see if we can just hear a frequency check. I know there's a little QRM there, but we're far enough away, we'll be okay. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Okay, that's Gray Line Performance. We'll check frequency again in just a second. And you can hear it. I'm trying to bring it up a little higher so you can see the S meter. I hope you can. It's kind of down at the bottom. Checking frequency availability, Kilo 7 Hotel November. See, very weak. It's very weak. Of course, we have a very high noise floor too, right? Well, we're going to change antennas. We'll go to Cal's antenna now. Quickly tune. Let's see how Cal's works. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Hear the difference? Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Oh shoot! I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry. Let me make it so it's going through the right antenna. This is Cal's. Excuse me. Here we go. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Hear it? It's a little louder. See? Again, that's Callum's antenna on the same frequency. Again, we'll move over to the Gray Line Performance antenna. Okay, moving over, and now let's listen to that one. Kilo 7 Hotel November testing station equipment. This is a test from Kilo 7 Hotel November. See? Barely hear it, right? Just barely. Okay, we're going to change antennas. Tune again, because we're tuned for the Gray Line antenna. Now we'll tune back and we're on Callum's antenna. Let's take a listen. Kilo 7 Hotel November testing equipment. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. All right. So see, it's a good way if you're, and this is something you can do with like your phone. You could do it simply with a phone. That's easy to do. if you have a a tablet or something like that, you can use like a Kiwi Sdr. You can use WebSDR and find one close to you. All right. Keep in mind, conditions right now for 40 meters are crummy here where I'm at in North America, just where I'm at. I mean, where you're at, you'll work 40, no problem. It's just the middle of the night here. And unfortunately, there just is no way for me to work, an MUF that's 7.30 and dropping. When you look at the Kilo Charlie 2 Golf, sorry, Kilo Charlie, 2 Golf map, 7 megahertz is pretty much, we're on the line at 7 at this point. So pretty low. So what we'll do is let's move to 80 and let's see how 80 works, because we know 80 should work. So let's take a quick look at 80 meters and do the same test. It's a good way to find out, okay, which antenna is going to work better if I want to work this area. Simply check a local SDR, or an SDR in the area that you want to work. And again, figure out, daytime, 40 and 80 are not going to work very far. You'll get, sometimes 500-600 miles out of 80. You might get 600 to 1,000, maybe 1,500 out of 40 during the day, but conditions can make it go better sometimes. 20 is going to give you longer calls, so will 17, 15, 12, and 10 if they're open. But, keep in mind at night, conditions can be different. You're going to work on 160, 80, and 75 and, 40 meters. So let's move back to the rig, and we're going to take a quick look at 75, 80. And let's listen here, because we should have better signal opportunity to get to Hawaii. We're going to move up, but away from DX. I don't want to be near the DX. So we'll try 3848 real quick, and we will tune on the Kiwi Sdr. So let me quickly tune that to 3848, and I'll make sure that the power meter gets on the screen. So the S meter, power meter. Okay, you know what I mean. The S meter gets on the screen. All right. So let me try and get this up higher. Hopefully you can see it well. And let's move back. We're going to move back to the gray line first. So I've just made a change there. And here, tune it. It's tuned. You can always tell the gray line because I need to hit the RIDI key to be able to tune it. So that's a dead giveaway. All right. So we're going to turn up the volume now on 80 out of Hawaii, and we'll see if we can be heard. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7, Hotel November. Hear it? It's there. It's weak, but it's there. Let's try again. Check out frequency availability. This is Kilo 7, Hotel November. A lot of noise. Okay, now we'll change antennas. Tune. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Sorry. Hold on. I'm going to need to do the same thing with this. But now I'm using my internal tuner because Cal's antenna is off the internal tuner. So, all right, there we go. Now, let's take a listen off Cal's antenna. This is going to be the DX Commander Classic, okay? Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7, Hotel November. So let me make sure it's on real quick. Oh, on the right frequency. We're good. Tune one more time. Just make sure. I want to make sure we're good. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. All right. So you can tell, on both frequencies, it's going to be about the same. Now let's do this. We're going to move over to Kiwi Sdr. And, again, both are available. This is at kiwisdr.com. So Kiwi Sdr, that's what it looks like. HF, that's what you click the map. And it's going to give you a search bar right up here where you can search for whichever area you want to listen, whatever part of the world. They're all over the world, literally. So we're going to take a look now at WebSDR instead, and we'll take a listen there. WebSDR is www.websdr.org, okay? We'll listen out of Utah first, and let's take a listen on 40. And actually, sorry, we're beyond 80, so you can move to 80 here anyway. 75, excuse me. They're very technical on their end. Okay, so 3848. Okay, so we're on 75 meters. We'll turn up the volume. We'll see what we can hear. Okay, this is on Cal's DX Commander Classic. Nada, not even a whisper. Okay, green line. And both antennas are fantastic. I'm not putting down either antenna. You're not going to hear me do that here because both antennas are just phenomenal. I think, at least. I've had great luck with both. Both have worked with continents, not countries. So, that's how I look at them. Okay, so we're at SSB and alternative. Give me a second. So again, this is Gray Line Performance.
Is the frequency available? This is Kilo 7, Hotel November.
See that? And that's just checking two antennas, okay? One Gray Line, one Cal's, okay? So, yep, we're good. That's antenna 2, and we're good. So that would be the Gray Line Performance. So see, right now, Gray Line Performance is working great on 7580. It's a great way for you to find out how things are working. It really is. If you want to go farther out, you just simply find a farther SDR. So if we want to go a little bit farther, we can take a look. And some of these you can work and some you can't. Okay, and I'll get your comments in just a moment. For example, North Texas, you can take a look. You don't have 40 meters. You don't have 75. So we're going to move over here, and we will be in Texas, I believe. So we'll be at 3848. We'll change this to 3848. Okay. We'll hit the sound. You have to hit the iOS start. There it is. And we'll see if we can be heard now on lower sideband in Texas. This is See? Nothing in Texas there. So not hearing ourselves there. Change antennas. Go to antenna 1. Here we go. All right, so that gives you an idea. So, we're not going to get out that far tonight, and that's conditions, just the way they are. We're not at a place where conditions are going to work really well. It's a great way for you to examine different ways to see how far your antenna is going to work. And, there's other ways, yeah, but I mean, if you're going to use it, don't use it during contest periods. Don't do that. But, if it's an evening or an early morning and there's not many people on the band, check your radio, check some SDRs, see how well you're hearing them. If you've got a few antennas, test the antennas, see how well you're hearing them from different locations. You'll find two things out of that. You'll find if your antenna is working really well, you'll also find out which antenna works better. Kind of an easy way to do it. So WebSDR or Kiwi, I've used that method for a long time, and it's helped me quite a bit. It really has. Let me take a quick look at your comments, and we're going to call it a evening. Chandler Labs is here from Arizona. Chandler, Arizona. Kilo 7, Bravo Delta Juliet. Hi, Chandler. It's nice to see you. Man, we almost moved down there because it'd be just nice to be there. Darren says Kiwi, Portugal is a good one between us. Man, Portugal, yeah, that would be great. Kiwis are great. I actually think I like the way the Kiwis work better than the WebSDR one does, yeah. Check 3933. Okay, let's listen. I'll go to the rig and we'll take a look. Well, you can follow along with me here. Hold on. Let me just do this real quick, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna need to just make a quick little change, okay? Because that scene has been kind of messed up, put it that way. So let me put a new scene up here, and we'll go to the rig. Here we go. Now I don't know why it's going small. That makes no sense to me, but okay. There we go. Okay, so 3933. Let's take a listen. Definitely have something there.
Hey, Jeffrey, if you can still hear me, are you running an amplifier this evening?
Kevin, Kilo Charlie 3, Oscar November Oscar, good group of guys here in Northeast. Might need to swap to SDR in my
Doing pretty
area,
good
I
for
think.
100 watts there, Jeffrey, for sure.
Checking the folks.
1,500 above sea level, that's nice. I'm about 900 above sea level, so you've got me beat, brother.
Yeah, definitely coming in here. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And keep in mind, too, I'm running barefoot, so I'm running 100 watts.
Have a wonderful morning from Import.
Thanks, Kev. Nice signal. Absolutely nice signal. Tom in Bahrain, I use WebSDR often and log in the station in the Netherlands, especially when in a location I can't have my radio, so I can at least listen to HF. Exactly. That's the whole point. It's a great tool that you can use to hear how your antennas are working. You find out. You really do. And you know what else you'll find out, which is interesting? You'll find out when you have an amplifier engaged. The amplifier, yeah, it makes a difference, but not as much as you might think. Yeah, it does make a difference, but yeah, not as much as you might think. It's pretty cool. Just a tip, something you can do, have some fun with. But I did want to get that letter from Floyd on. I thought it was really, really nice. All right, folks, we're going to close because I've got to get going and do that thing and get ready for bed because we're looking forward to having Mr. Jew join us at 20 UTC. You know, I think one of the greatest joys I've had doing the show is to meet some wonderful people. He's my favorite guy. He's just really special. He's very, very humble. He's very soft-spoken. He is the real deal. You'd never know he's the founder of the largest ham radio manufacturer in the world. You'd never know it. He's just soft-spoken. You'll love him. 20 UTC, please join us. Martin F. Jew from MFJ joins us from Mississippi. He's even going to do it from his office. So, and the reason he's doing it is because if anybody wants to see maybe some old classic gear or something like that, he's going to do that. So he'll show that gear to you and enjoy the visit we have. So please join us today at 20 UTC from Martin F. Jew from MFJ. All right, folks, until we meet again in about, 12 hours. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Sorry it wasn't much, but maybe a little trick you can use to see how your antennas are working. Until next time, God bless you wherever you may be. Goodbye, everybody.
I got a truck outside with my name on it, Sanford and Son. I'm Sanford and this is Son. We've got to start. We've got to begin. Getting a point of view. Knowing about ourselves, knowing this world, understanding what and who can make it better, starting here and now with me and you.
This is the Global Television Network, concluding its program service for today. The Global Television Network is owned and operated by Global Communications Limited, with studios and offices at 81 Barber Green Road in Don Mills, Ontario. Global programming is simultaneously telecast across Southern Ontario on different channels via a network of regional CKGN TV transmitters, licensed by the Canadian Radio and Television Commission, Ottawa. In the Windsor and Sun Parlour region of Ontario, Global is on Channel 22 from our transmitter at Cottam, with power at 218,000 watts. In Sarnia and Blue Water Country on Channel 29 from our transmitter at Oil Springs, with power of 370,000 watts. And throughout Western and West Central Ontario, including the Toronto region and the Niagara Peninsula, Global is on Channel 6 from our transmitter at Paris with power of 100,000 watts. In the Central Ontario, Toronto, and Mid-Eastern regions, You see Global on Channel 22 from our transmitter at Uxbridge with power of 5 million watts. In Eastern Ontario on Channel 2 from our transmitter at Bancroft with power of 100,000 watts. And in Canada's capital city region from our Channel 6 transmitter located in Hull with power of 12,600 watts. Global is also available on cable across Southern Ontario, primarily on Cable 3. We hope you've enjoyed the many and varied programs seen here today on the Global Television Network. Join us tomorrow, and once again, it will be our pleasure to bring you our new global point of view. Until then, good night.
Knowing this world and understanding what and who and make it better, starting here and now with me and you.
This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now.